Shall I see Mr. All Even in NYC? He's so big. They call him boss. He's a boss. All even. He's so bad. I feel like slapping a nigga today. I feel like slapping a nigga today.
Oh, I ain't played this in a while. Like, share, and subscribe. All Even Podcast. You can catch me on Instagram and X at All Even Podcast. You can listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, TikTok at All Even Media. I'm all over the place. Silent Assassin, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah? You sure?
Yeah.
You're battling. You know what I mean? That's all I need to hear. You're battling. Good to see you. It's gonna be an interesting show today. Very, very interesting. Just because, some Jaxson Dart stuff we gotta talk about. Major League Baseball may not exist with all the stuff that's going on. I have no confidence. We have Game 7 in the Western Conference Finals. Knicks are finals bound. There's some LeBron news that we gotta discuss. So there's a lot of stuff that we gotta go ahead and talk about. But I'm looking forward to it. And I got a lot to say. So let's go ahead and just put this up. Pulling no punches tonight. I'm not gonna be too over the top, but I gotta talk about some stuff. Like, what's the dude's name? Running back from the Packers, Jacobs.
Oh yeah.
What's his name? Whatever his name is, we talk about it because he's in big trouble.
Oh, Josh.
Josh Jacobs, there you go. Yeah. I don't know. I don't understand why these players continue to do this nonsense. So we're going to discuss it. We're going to unpack it. We're going to dissect it. A lot to talk about. But I'm on fire tonight. Let's do it. Let's play out a little bit. This is whenever I play the song, it's superhero time. So like I said, lots to discuss. Spurs. Let's start with the NBA. Let's start with the Western Conference Finals. Spurs force Game 7. They go into this game must win, obviously. It's a Game 6. They're down 3-2. And, they go ahead and show up, man. San Antonio crowd showed up. It was loud. They did exactly what they had to do. 118-91. They dominate the Oklahoma City Thunder tonight. And I think everybody was looking at this as this was the necessary outcome. This is what it looked like from day one, from the first game of the Western Conference Finals. That classic game that they had, it just had a Game 7 feel all over again, or to it to begin the series. So let's go ahead and just look at the statistics here. Wemby, good game, 10 for 21, 28 points, 10 rebounds. You had Stephon Castle, 17, 9. So they had great production. Harper came back, 18 points, 6 of 9. So, having him back was a very, very good thing for them. Shea struggles again with his shot. He's been struggling the entire series. I think San Antonio has done a good job. Even in the Lakers series, he wasn't shooting great, but Oklahoma City was just better than the Lakers. They were just more talented than the Lakers. So, of course, they were going to steamroll us and win that series. But Shea has not played well. And I've never seen a player as great as he is, that has the ability that he has, just flop himself all over the fucking court all the time. Every single jump shot, he's falling. Every layup, he's falling. You don't need to keep baiting the refs. Get to your spots and score some baskets. But they're the Spurs are giving him fits, and they're forcing him to work a lot harder, which I like. So we got 7. That third quarter was wicked. Spurs came out and just completely decimated the Thunder in the third quarter. They only scored 13 points in the third quarter. They couldn't get anything to fall. It happens. They're going to be ready for Game 7. That place is going to be rocking. So we'll see what happens. But, can Wemby give you back-to-back great performances? That's what's going to be needed. You know what I mean? Shouts to Bryson. We were talking about it. And he was just like, yo, as good as Wemby is, he's still young. He doesn't log major minutes because, they do keep him somewhat on a minutes restriction because, a guy that tall, that skilled, you still got to worry about certain things. So let's see if he can be able to do that, because if he can be able to have a, legendary performance in a Game 7, that's what puts you in the upper echelon of like, you're going to be the greats. You're going to be one of the greats. So we'll see. Let's go ahead and just kind of veer off a little bit and stay on the Thunder. I hear a lot of people, and it's always a debate going back and forth. You got Thunder fans out there that are, they feel like people hate on their team. Oh, you just hate because we're winning. Like, I don't give a flying F about y'all winning. It's y'all time. You got a good team. You got the best, talent evaluator and GM in the sport. Great. You got the best player in the game. Cool. I ain't got no smoke with that. You guys are talented. But because there's talent here, and because everybody understands and has expectations for this team to play better, the foul baiting is unwatchable. They play a brand of unwatchable basketball. So you can be champions, you can be the best players in the league, you can have the best team in the league, but if nobody gives a fuck to watch you, because all you do is just fall on the floor and flop all the time, that's not basketball. And I would love guys to just like understand that. And also too, the referees and Adam Silver and all of these people that are involved have to take onus and have to look at the game and say, is this what you want on your TV on a national level? This is not just a regular season game on a Tuesday where it might be on NBA TV or it might be on Prime or Peacock or whatever the fuck it is, right? This is the Western Conference Finals where there's no other games going on. This is the best game in town, which means that everybody's watching this. And the product that you're putting out there is a bunch of dudes that just flop all over the fucking place. That's not a good brand of basketball to advertise your game. You have one of the most special talents in the league in Wembanyama, cool, but you also have your defending champions who people don't really have much respect for because of the brand of basketball that they play. Not saying that people don't want to appreciate them. We all do. I like to see a young team be able to rise up and start to dominate. I ain't got no problem with that. We've always had dynasties in basketball. They're important to the sport. But I've never seen no flopping with Chicago, the Lakers, Golden State. I don't see those things with those great teams that we can think of. All I see from this team is that some dude will go ahead and try to fight through a screen and, nudge a guy on the shoulder and he's flying 6 rows into the fucking stands. That's not basketball. You're fighting down there trying to get position for a rebound. Your hand goes up. You hit the dude in the chin and he falls to the floor like he just got knocked out by Mike Tyson. And then the refs see the shit and then they blow the whistle instead of looking at you like, come on, dude. He barely touched you. You have no type of discernment. Like you as a referee can't see that this dude is acting. Don't reward bad behavior. So we want to support OKC. We want to root for y'all. But your brand of basketball is not fun to watch. So I myself appreciate Shea. I appreciate all the players that they have. But I don't want them to win because I don't want to see it on my TV. Go the fuck home with that shit. Give it to a real team that's going to be out there, that's going to go ahead and try to work hard and not try to flop for calls. That's not basketball. That shit reminds me of like international football, where dudes would get shoved while they trying to run for the football, and all of a sudden he's just on the floor with his hands over his face. And the fucking ref is looking at him like, yeah, I'm going to hold my card. I'm not giving you no card here. Nobody touched you. Get up and go play the goddamn game. This is what I want to see. So that's my thing, is that we don't want to hate the Oklahoma City Thunder. We don't. I think the majority of basketball fans want to support them because, again, young, they have good players. You know, there's a future there. They can be the next great dynasty in basketball. But the style of play makes you go the other way. I don't need to see somebody take, out of 20 attempts that they take, they're on the floor for 12 of them or 15 of them. Just because you're trying to get the ref to call a foul. Just play the game. A foul is a foul. What if somebody fouls you, you don't have to accentuate the foul. The ref's supposed to see it, and if he doesn't, you can go ahead and say, yo, listen, he got me. Get that next time. Okay, cool, my bad. But for you to be able to do some type of Broadway acting, if I want to see Broadway, I will go see Wicked on Broadway. I don't need to see it in basketball. This is why a lot of times I don't watch international soccer. It's too much. It's too much flopping and flailing and dudes crying on the floor. I don't want that. I want a nice flow to a game. Stop ruining the flow to the game with the bullshit. Because it's not fun to watch. For the Spurs, great opportunity. Listen, I've said this on the show. I am not a fan of Spurs. Not. As a Laker fan, I can't be. I can't be a fan of them. But I'm a fan of Wemby. I'm a fan of Greg Popovich. I'm a fan of Mitch Johnson. I'm a fan of these guys. And if they do win, you know, it'd be good for the sport. Plus, I did call this. But, you know, it's neither here nor there. Nobody ever gives me any credit for when I call things. They don't. They don't. They wait for some Joe Schmo to be able to say, oh, hey, he called it. No, I did. Okay? Do my Trump thing. It was me. Give me the credit. Moving on. We live in New York, Silent Assassin. Okay? We love New York. I don't think I'll ever leave New York. I'll tell you right now. I don't know. You know, maybe. I'm not one of those people that's like get to 50 and 60. Oh, you know, I want to go somewhere calm and Florida. I am not a Florida person. I don't want to be there. Okay, I can go visit. It's too hot. The people are weird down there, and I hate the government. So I'm not going to Florida, right? But as a New Yorker, man, is it refreshing to see the New York Knicks do what they did. Like, I'm a Laker fan. Everybody knows that. But I appreciate the Knicks. I don't bash the Knicks. There's no reason to bash the Knicks. Why am I going to bash the Knicks? They don't affect me. You know what I mean? But I have so many friends that are Knicks fans. And I've seen such a ebb and flow and such a myriad of emotions come out of people. Tears. People are crying. People are emotional. People are happy. People are in the streets partying. Like it's almost summertime. And people are outside with their Knick paraphernalia on, their apparel, their hats, high-fiving. The city is alive. New York is alive. And that's what New York sports does. Is that when the Knicks are good, basketball's better. When both baseball teams are good, baseball's better. When both New York teams and football are good, the NFL is better. When New York sports is on top or close to it, There's nothing better because winning here is everything. And the Knicks have a legit shot at winning an NBA championship. 5 years ago, that would never, ever leave my mouth. And it's insane to say, but this is where we are. And you got to give kudos to everybody involved. Like, the biggest thing, and I want you to clip this, because here's the caveat here, is that people need to appreciate what Jalen Brunson did to make this happen. He took a significant pay cut so they can be able to add to this roster and go sign Mikal Bridges. Go sign an OG Anunoby. Go ahead and make these moves. Give Josh Hart his bread. He was the guy that took the sacrifice as the team's best player to help this franchise get to where it is right now. I hear no one talking about that. He's due in a significant raise. But that's what happens when you have a guy that embodies the culture. His father played for the Knicks, grew up around the Knicks. He grew up around the tri-state area. This guy understood that winning here is the greatest thing that you can do. So taking that sacrifice in regards to your NBA salary is everything, because you're going to get it back at some point. And could you imagine if they win a championship? He'll never have to pay for anything again. Ever. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's Jalen Brunson. Yeah, come on. Listen, we got these cars. You want this car? You can have it. You are the king of the city forever. That's the thing about the Knicks, is that once a Knick, always a Knick. And if you win a championship, no other Knick outside of the guys in the 60s and 70s, early 70s can be able to say that. Walt Clyde Frazier can say that he's a multi-time champion being a Knick. No one else can outside of the guys that were with that team. Dave DeBusschere, Phil Jack, all of those guys, right? But no current Knicks, Patrick Ewing, no one. Melo, none of these guys have any championships. Bernard King, no one. So for him to lead this team to the NBA Finals for the first time since 1999, and you know who they played back in 1999, Solomon Sesson? The San Antonio Spurs. And a very young Tim Duncan before he was Tim Duncan. So you see the history repeats itself type of thing, right? We're not there yet, but that could be a potential matchup. But people have to give Jalen Brunson his flowers, man. Like, I remember Stephen A. Smith taking to his show on ESPN. I'd never forget it. Why are people making such a big deal about Jalen Brunson signing with the Knicks? Who cares? Okay. Who's saying that now? That's why that's why we love sports, is because you don't know what will happen. The butterfly effect happens all the time. You don't know what a player is going to be. You don't know what sequences of events are going to happen to be able to catapult this guy here or here or here, whatever it is. You just don't know. I used to say that Jalen Brunson, I don't think, is a championship point guard. Can't say that now. He's in the NBA Finals. He led this team to the NBA Finals. He has the chance to be able to win a title, and the Knicks actually have a shot. They've won 11 straight basketball games. That hasn't been done in a very long time.
I only need 4 more, and then
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah.
So, people really have to, like, Knicks fans, I say it all the time, appreciate the run. Nothing is guaranteed. For the next week or whatever it is, 10 days, like, just enjoy the ride. Because it's not a guarantee that you guys will be back here next year. You got a team that can be able to do it, of course. But you guys haven't been here in so long. Just appreciate it. I couldn't tell you how over the moon I was when the Lakers got to the NBA Finals in the shortened season, the bubble season, right? It was special to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because with all the pain that happened from 2010, 2011, 2010, to 2020, it's like, man, I've seen so many Laker championships in my life, and I never thought that I would go through such a long drought from seeing this team just be good again.
Mm-hmm.
So you appreciate that, and to see them hoist that championship in 2020 was everything for me.
Yeah. I feel like you can't take them for granted because, like, no matter how good the team is, like, it's hard to win championships.
It's hard.
Because then you're going up against the best in the other, league or division, whatever
Yeah.
it may be. And, a lot of people don't get to see any type of championship from their favorite teams in their lifetime.
Right.
So it's like, literally just take every single second in. That's like, this could be, this could be the last time I get to see this.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
yeah, like I've seen the videos definitely of New York going crazy and people getting arrested and all this stuff, but I mean it's like warranted. Like,
Yeah.
It's been 27 years
Right.
since they've been here. So
Listen, you got cops out there taking pictures of people. They not arresting nobody out there,
Yeah.
and they shouldn't. They shouldn't. All right.
party with them.
Yeah, as long as you ain't turning cars over and burning things and stuff. If people are just out there having fun, man, then just let them have fun. They're expressing themselves. Like, this is what it is to be a New Yorker. Being outside, just being a part of the city and just embracing what's going on. Let them be. Because I'm telling you right now, don't let the Jets get to a Super Bowl. Because I told you already, you need to have bail money put aside. Because, what are you going to tell me?
Yeah.
Excuse, sir, why did you feel the need to turn over a police car tonight? The Jets are in the Super Bowl, sir. Sorry. What do you want me to do? I can't control my emotions because I didn't think that this was possible.
Yeah.
So don't tell me how to feel and how to act because I didn't realize that my body would do this. Because I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
People are excited. Let them be. That's all. You know what I'm saying? You hear people, oh, yeah, just be shut up. I don't want to hear none of that stuff. New Yorkers, they're going to be responsible. They're going to do what they got to do. Obviously, you're going to have some knuckleheads. You're always going to have knuckleheads and some detractors out there. But people are outside and they're having fun. People that don't even watch basketball are trying to embrace the situation. They're just trying to be there, right? I've seen so many people in front of Madison Square Garden in that party that have never watched a basketball game. They just want to be a part of the energy. That's what it is that even people who are just regular content creators, or they just want to be down there and just feel what's happening. That's special.
Yeah. Even in all New York sports, it's been like almost 15 years since any championship
Yeah.
has happened.
Yeah.
I don't know about hockey.
No.
I don't know. I don't
It's
think about hockey.
no, they haven't won us. Nope. I
Yeah,
think
so
the
it was the
last
Giants.
hockey championship. I mean, we're talking about Tri-State,
Yeah.
talking about the Devils.
No, I don't.
but-
I'm including.
but
it.
that's-
It's New York and
Yeah. So you're not counting them. So yeah, the Rangers, that's 94.
oh yeah, no, I said it was the Giants.
It's
That
the
won the Super
Giants.
Bowl,
Yeah,
Almost
2000.
12,
Was it 2012?
8 and 12.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's just for New York as a whole, like, they had the Yankees, make it to the World Series, but it's been in a drought for a minute, so
Mm-hmm. It's been a drought, man. So New York is hungry. I mean, outside of the Liberty winning a championship, you gotta count them.
Yeah.
The really Liberty won. So you gotta show respect to them. So they cracked the seal. But for the other sports, yeah, it's there's a need, man. There's a fever pitch that's going on with these Knicks fans. They want to see a winner, and they deserve it. Knicks fans deserve it because here's the thing: they sell out the Garden every year. People, Knicks fans go to the Garden whether they're bad or good. They're always there. That's the one thing about being a Laker fan that bothers me, is that there's too much Hollywood presence in Staples or crypto, whatever the fuck they want to call it, that some of the games just feel dead. There's no vibe around the team because the real fans are outside of the building. Or the real fans are way up there in the bleachers, in the nosebleeds, because they can't afford good tickets because they're being priced out by the Hollywood elites.
Yeah, I feel like Los Angeles is just like a hard, like, to be like a die-hard fan. I feel like it's a hard city to kind of root for because
For other sports, yes. But for basketball, like for the Lakers, it's culture there for them to be a rabid fan base. Like for the Rams, yeah, it's gonna be hard for them to like develop a fan base, right? Lakers, Dodgers.
Yeah,
that's Los Angeles. That's California. Like outside of that, nobody gives a shit about nothing else, right? Like Golden State, okay, cool. They've established their presence over the last 15 years, but like you're never going to remove those two pillars in California, especially in Los Angeles. Lakers, Dodgers. That's it. So, but they gotta find a way. And I think Mal Walter, he's making some sweeping changes in the organization. I think they'll do that, but I'm veering off. Knicks fans, salute to y'all, man. Y'all deserve it. Like I said, I have a lot of friends that are Knicks fans, and I'm just truly happy for them. But the MVP of this entire thing, man, Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson is the MVP and Leon Rose. Leon Rose, you definitely got to respect of what he built as well. Leon Rose came here and changed the culture of the Knicks. He really has. So, a lot of stuff is going on with the Knicks. They should be happy. There's a little issue here now. I just saw that Mitchell Robinson broke a pinky. So, his timetable for return, they don't have a timetable, which is tough because he's their rim protector. You don't have Mitchell Robinson for those 17 to 19 minutes a game. Best offensive rebounder in basketball. That's going to be tough. Being able to play both of those teams, the Spurs and the Thunder, that have size, that have big guys. That's a big one. That's a big loss. I don't know if they can be able to figure it out, tape him up or something. I don't know, but they're going to have to figure something out because not having Mitchell Robinson is really, really a big loss. And, I can talk about what happened because, Danhausen uncursed the Knicks, but I will tell you that there has been a curse put on the Knicks. There's been a curse put on the Knicks. And if you didn't hear it, we'll talk about that a little later. Moving on. Adam Silver and the NBA, they have passed the anti-tanking rule or laws, and a lot of people are not happy about it. So the NBA Board of Governors have passed new anti-tanking rules that include expanding the draft lottery from 14 to 16 teams, a relegation zone where the bottom 3 teams get penalized with lessened chances for the number 1 pick, and flattened odds. So basically, this is not going to reward tanking anymore. So teams that are if you have the worst record in the league, that doesn't guarantee you the number 1 pick anymore. It's going to flatten your odds, and you're actually going to get penalized for it. So people are upset. a lot of people are saying that this is wrong because, so many teams like the Oklahoma City Thunder, like the San Antonio Spurs, built their rosters through tanking, right? They knew exactly what the importance of that year's draft was. Because when Wemby was the overall number 1 pick, Spurs lined up their team to say, yeah, we are shitting the bed this year because we need a chance at a generational talent. Look how it's worked out for them, right? Same thing with the Thunder. They went ahead and made moves, traded players away, accumulated all of this draft capital because at some point you can be able to cash that in, and then you can be able to build your team through the draft, and they've done so. The Philadelphia 76ers way back when, Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, right? So many teams have done this. The Cleveland Cavaliers tanked for LeBron and they got him. Cleveland Cavaliers, they tanked for Kyrie and got him, right? Teams have done this over the decades, but there has been an influx of tanking for like the last 10 years. It's really gotten out of control. So, am I upset about this? No. Am I happy about it? No. Because although tanking might have been a problem in the league, I think tanking is a problem in football a little bit, more in basketball. The bigger problems that you have nothing to do with tanking. You're telling people now, okay, well, we don't want you to tank, so we want you to focus more on trades and free agency and all that stuff. Cool. I mean, you still can be able to draft players. You're just not gonna have the ability to have the top 3 picks all the time if you're the worst team in the league. You're still gonna get a good player, but are you gonna get the best player? No. So hire better scouts. I don't feel sorry for you. But the bigger issue in basketball to me is flopping. Flopping is a bigger issue than draft tanking. Enough with this shit. Again, like I talked about it with the Thunder. There's too much flopping in basketball. You need to have rules, and the thing is, they have rules. They have flopping rules in here. They don't enforce them. The refs don't enforce them. That's a bigger concern to me. Making divisions matter in basketball is a bigger concern to me because that in itself is going to help the competition level of the sport. Just think about it. In baseball, Silent Assassin, divisions matter. In football, divisions matter. Yet in basketball, it does not matter. Make it make sense. One little switch can be able to change the competitive balance of your league. Why wouldn't you try to go ahead and go about that?
Because, honestly, it doesn't really make much sense because, I get, I guess geographic-wise, okay, you could put these teams with this division, but, what are you fighting for at the end of the day? When you're going against certain opponents, it's if the whole division can make the playoffs, then, what am I going against? You know what I mean? So it's I feel like it should be the top from each division, and then you kind of have that wild card, whatever, next best team come up. But in sports, I feel like as a whole, it should be the division leaders are obviously they're important. So, yeah, I just don't when you told me that a while ago. I was like, oh, I didn't even realize. I just assumed that that's how sports work. But
you would think.
Guess not.
Yeah, they do reward division winners, but the divisions don't matter as much as what I'm in regards to somebody winning the Atlantic Division. It's not as there's no celebration. There's no real onus on setting up division games. This is a division game. Yeah. That doesn't exist in basketball.
So there should be And then when you have like the Braves and the Mets, like that's an important series.
Yep.
No matter what point in the season, because
It has implications.
Yeah. So, come time where you're going against your division rival, or you know what I mean, like those games have to be like kind of amped up and super like important, just because when the finish line comes down, like you could be, a game or two behind this team. So,
and with that being said, if you know that you're very close to winning the division, then now the trade deadline looks a lot better. Now you're going to be a lot more aggressive, right? Because I believe that the top 4 teams in your in the Western or in the conference going into the playoffs should be your division winners. I don't give a damn what your record is. If you win your division, you get a top 4 seed. Period.
yeah.
Period. Like, division should count.
Yeah, because like you beat out everyone else. Like
Yeah.
no matter who, like you said, like record wise, like if another division has 2 of the best records in all of basketball, it doesn't matter. One of them didn't win the division.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So one is gonna get the number 1, and then the other one was gonna fall to 4. Because guess what you do at that point? You set up a second round matchup with those 2 teams going at it. It's, for me, it's just better. Make the divisions matter. So that's I think should be the NBA's main focus. I understand that tanking is a big thing, and they went ahead and addressed it and fixed it. Cool. People need to realize, organizations in basketball need to realize that it's a lottery system for a reason. There's a reason why the NFL doesn't have a lottery system. The worst teams get the best picks, and then you go from record. But in football, you can't tank in football. It's too much of a physical sport to tank. You know what I mean? You have to try to be as competitive as possible. Are you going to win games? Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Talent levels, sometimes there's such a disparity in the league, and with the bad teams and the good teams, it's a talent thing. It's a coaching thing. It's a injuries thing. So, something happens why this team is not connecting and they're just that bad, but there's not this nefarious level of like, we're just not going to put the best product out there.
Yeah, like that's also just not fair in general. But like I feel like there should be like kind of requirements you have to meet. Because like I necessarily feel like it should be like worst team, top pick.
Yeah.
But if it's so like we're just not gonna play good this year because we want whomever the next up and coming player is, like there has to be some sort of kind of protocol. But I don't know how you even go about doing
it's
that.
Tough.
It's like, yeah, to stop that fully, because it was like that in baseball until they kind of, with the new taxes and move stuff around, where if you had this amount of money, then you're not getting a top pick despite record. But I just also too like, I feel like just being, I feel like in basketball, like learning about basketball, like talent definitely does matter. I feel like you just can't really get a lucky hot streak as easy as like other sports. But just being like a professional athlete, like I want to be competitive no matter what team. Like I don't want to.
Yeah, you don't want to waste seasons.
Because like you only have so many good years.
Right.
Of playing. So like why wouldn't I want to be competitive or want to be on a competitive team every single year? Right. You can't risk any season. So to kind of go out there and play your best basketball, like I feel like it should be important to everybody. The coaching staff, the players, and all that. So
and that's basically what the rule is. It's rewarding teams that are maintaining competitiveness, right? So you although you're still making moves, like again, you might have bucked into some bad injuries, right? Whatever happened, but you're still trying to be competitive. You're still trying to, you're not sitting guys. You're not punting the season and all your star players are in street clothes. Like, you're literally still trying to be competitive. It's just not connecting. Those teams will get rewarded over the teams that are not doing that. That are just putting their best players in street clothes. They don't want to be competitive. They're calling up G League players. They're not doing their due diligence in regards to improving the roster. You should not get rewarded for that.
No. Yeah. And I feel like that's like a form of cheating. Almost.
Yes.
Like, you have to put a competitive team together. This is professional sports.
Yeah. So that's all this is. But I think that there's so many different other stuff that the NBA needs to put as a priority, and tanking was like down here to me. All that other stuff that I just mentioned is way more important than this, because you don't have the majority of the league tanking, but there is a significant portion of the league that is doing it, and that's not good. So, an Oklahoma City Thunder won't exist anymore. San Antonio Spurs, that won't happen anymore because now teams cannot pinpoint and tank for a specific draft anymore. You just have to do what you got to do. So, moving on. Staying on Adam Silver, they're trying to implement AI cameras to help with officiating. Yeah. I think it helps. I think it will help because these refs are so bad that they need assistance. Like, there's so many calls that they miss. And, the bang-bang calls are one thing. It's very hard to be able to get a bang-bang call. It happens so quickly. Split second in regards to, how you supposed to view that in reaction. But certain things like, out-of-bounds plays and, just certain like loose ball plays. Those things deserve to have a little bit more efficiency instead of going to the challenge booth or them reviewing this on a monitor. If there's AI cameras out there that can be able to pull this up and have them be able to get it in real time in a fast way to be able to not stop the pace of the game, then that's good. That's a good thing. Like, that's how to be able to use AI in a positive way, especially in sports, right? I think ABS is okay. I do believe that it needs to be improved and adjusted in regards to how you do the challenges, but I think that they'll get there eventually. Obviously, that'll probably be in the CBA, but that's at basement level. They don't give a shit about that. So yeah, this is only gonna help because you got people like Tony Brothers out there. Tony Brothers got to be one of the worst refs in the NBA. Like, every fan understands that when Tony Brothers is is reffing, your team may not have a shot. Like, it was a running joke when the Lakers were playing in Oklahoma City. It was like, okay, who's the ref on this game? Tony Brothers. Okay, we're losing. Automatic. Just pencil it in. Because he's a guy that he holds his whistle and then has an active whistle for bullshit. So if you can be able to have some assistance with AI and, these smart cameras and all this other stuff, then cool. Whatever can be able to improve the game in that sense, you go ahead and do it. Just as long as you're not swaying the competitive balance of the game in other ways, I'm good with it. So, yeah, improve it because I'm tired of seeing people like Tony Brothers. Moving on. LeBron James. Everybody's talking about LeBron, Silent Assassin. Where's LeBron going? Is he coming back to the Lakers? Is he going to the Cavs? Who's going to have the money to sign LeBron? Well, reports have come down and said Braun has given word or through his camp that he's not taking any shorts. He's not taking no vet min. He's not taking any mid-level deal to go anywhere. He's 41 years old, about to be 42. He's going to be in his age 42 season next year. He's still playing at a high level. He's not a top 10 player anymore. And somebody, you would believe that I made a video, I think a couple of weeks ago, and I said that, LeBron's a top 30 player. And dudes lost their mind. Top 30? What does top 30 mean? That you can fall anywhere in the top 30, right?
You could be 30. Yeah.
You can be 30, you can be 1, you can be 10, you can be 15, the top 30 means you're the top 30 of best players in the league. That's not a shot.
No. Like, out of how many people in basketball, like, top 30 is pretty good.
Yeah. So if you want me to say top 20, cool. That's fine. He's a top 20 player in the league still, which means that he's still able to get a big contract. Maybe max him out. I don't know. So that's the reporting for LeBron James in regards to the dollar figure that he's looking at. That he's not interested in taking a vet min, which I already knew. But here's the other part that actually is super beneficial to the Lakers. There's word and rumors that are going around that says that LeBron James is expecting the max, but wants the Lakers to be able to pitch him what their plan is for the offseason. And if they don't plan to offer him the max, why? This is great. That means he's like, hey, if you are telling me that we can't give you this, so instead of us giving you 50 million, we can give you 25 or 30 or 20, 25 or 30 because these are the moves that we plan to make. This is how we're going to go ahead and improve the roster. We've already talked to these players. These are the acquisitions that we're going to make. This is what's in the tuck. This is what plan A is, plan B, and this is what the backup to the backup plan is. With all of these plans, we can be able to fit you in at this dollar figure and still be very competitive, reshape this team, and be a team that can be the New York Knicks next year. That is the perfect way to go about it. The Lakers have to repitch LeBron on what their plan is. And if the Lakers don't have a good plan, then give me my fucking money. You know what I mean? Don't fucking tell me that you got all this shit going on and then you don't execute and then you still expect me to take shorts. No. If you got a plan in place that I like, cool. I'll even sign for 15 million. If it's going to help y'all do what you said that's the plan, great. Because it's going to make me have more rest. I'm going to be able to take off back-to-backs. I'm not going to be able to tax my body. I can have Luka and Austin Reeves do all the damage while you have all of these other ancillary players that are helping, assisting, and making sure that they're carrying their weight, right? We have depth on the roster. We got good rim protection. We already have good coaching. We have Mark Walter making sweeping changes in the organization and spending a lot of money to be able to enhance the talent in the organization in regards to staff, training, consultants, advisors, all of these things. He's doing his job. He's spending the money. But if the plan on the court makes sense, then LeBron has no problem taking less. But don't you dare tell me to take less if you running the shit back. No, give me my money. And it's the same thing in regards to a job, right? You'd be able to say, hey, look, man, like, slashing budget a little bit, but we don't want to let you go. Would you be willing to take a little less so we can be able to do these things? Because if we shave you back a little bit, we can be able to enhance this department. And if you're a team player, sure, it's not affecting my pockets too much. I can be able to give this back, especially if it's a small company. I want to see this company grow, and there's earning potential for me to get this back because we're making these sacrifices. Cool. I'm all for it. But don't tell me to make no damn sacrifice just off the strength of it. No. You give me all of my money. You ran into financial trouble. That's your business. I want my dollars. I don't have to comply to your bullshit. That's all LeBron is telling you. Like, yo, have a plan. If I like that plan, we can go with that plan. But if you're gonna give me nothing but hot air and all of these, platitudes, because Rob Pelinka likes to talk in like Bible verses. He's a fucking weirdo, right? Then give me all of my dollars. American money. All of it. So I got no problem with this. I hope that LeBron comes back. I think the Lakers are the best team for him. Cavs ain't got no money. Golden State ain't got no money. Knicks ain't got no money. There's not a lot of teams that can be able to give LeBron what he wants outside of a sign and trade. Because if they do a sign and trade, then that means that the Lakers have to get something back of significant value, contract-wise. And if they're taking a good player off that team that LeBron wants to go to as a sign and trade, he's not going to want that player off the team because he wants to play with that player. So, it doesn't work. The Lakers are the best option. But what dollar figure do we get to is how this is going to play out. Can Rob Pelinka and that staff put together a plan and execute that plan so he can be able to take whatever the hell is comfortable for him to take? Because this might be his last season. It might not. Who knows? But I myself have said this. LeBron James at $50 million is not beneficial to the Lakers. LeBron James at $25 million, very beneficial to the Lakers. Austin Reeves at $30 million, super beneficial to the Lakers. Austin Reeves at 40 plus million, not a good thing for the Lakers. So they have to find ways for the two guys that are the tops in their free agency right now, Reeves, LeBron, that there has to be a number that they get to that makes sense for them to be competitive. And if they don't get there, they're going to be in trouble. They're going to be in big trouble. Moving on. I've been waiting for this. Come on. Let's talk about it. Okay. Come on. Jaxson Dart. Mm-hmm. There's so much controversy. I got dragged for what I said about Jaxson Dart. There's a movie. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna send you the actual picture. You're gonna get a kick out of it. Of who Jaxson Dart reminds me of. Let's see if I can be able to find it real quick. There we go. Yeah, here we go. So go ahead and check your phone, Silent Assassin, and look at the picture that I just sent you. Every time I see Jaxson Dart, this is who he reminds me of. He reminds me of Jamie Kennedy. In the movie, what was the name of the movie here? Hold on. Let me figure it out. It was... What is the name of that movie?
It's not Friday?
No.
It looks like I only seen him in Scream. I don't watch, I wasn't into the older movies like that, but I don't know. Malibu's
Most Wanted. Okay. This movie came out in 2003. That's who Jaxson Dart reminds me of. Like, culture appropriation. Chain, you overhead, you dancing, all of that stuff. Where you learn that from? I'm sure you learned that from your teammates. I'm sure you have ingratiated yourself into black culture. And they wasn't happy about what I said about that because I'm just like, what people have to realize And it's crazy how we're talking about this, and we'll have this week's PSA, which this is not going to be on it, but no one cares about what president you support in a normal democracy, right? Like, if people was out there posing with Biden, posing with Obama and Bush, Clinton, Ray, like, but when you have this level of division, this level of corruption, this level of civil rights being taken away, of atrocities that are happening, of just blatant lies that are happening right in front of your face, just blatant racism that's just being on the forefront of certain things, it does matter who you're publicly supporting, especially when you have a lot of black teammates and you're in a liberal city like New York City. You do not play in middle America. You play in New York City. That's like you being on the Rams and you do this shit. It doesn't fly here. So I want to hear from you because you're the Giants fan. I'm always going to have a different view on this, but from somebody who's a Giants fan who, last year Dart was your guy, Scatterboo, your guy, all of these guys, right? Like, what is your thought process heading into the season? All these things that you hear now, like, does it concern you?
Yeah, definitely in the locker room. I wonder how things are gonna play, especially with the whole liking of certain posts and whatnot that has come out. I think in any workplace, politics really shouldn't play a role, but when you have this type of politics, it's really important to kind of figure out especially who your leaders are. He's the leader of the Giants. If he thinks that these ideas that the party has now, the Republican Party has, and he's liking certain things about it, that's definitely a red flag.
Right, like the immigration stuff and
back then, with parties, with Democrat, Republican, there was still some respect with people, but I feel like now, with Trump, there's no really saving grace.
Yeah.
I feel like politics, I don't know how to say it, I don't think politics shouldn't matter in locker rooms and clubhouses, because it's just such just everything, honestly, of this political climate. Is just how can you agree with anything?
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's in everything.
Yeah. There's no any redeemable factor of you kind of going on that side unless you're one particular person that it benefits.
Yeah.
And he's someone that it benefits. So, but I think with the, like you were saying earlier, he's the cultural appropriation. A lot of people thought oh, this guy is this type of player, he's gonna fit in perfect here.
Yep.
And all this stuff, but then you find out behind the scenes that he's doing these types of things, literally going against kind of the persona, I guess, that he's put
Correct.
out. And it just makes me kind of concerned too, in the locker room, what the vibe is gonna be. Because as Giants fans, we've had a lot of hopeful moments in last season, and then just at the draft, kind of excited for the future. But I feel with football, players aren't really allowed, scared to kind of call out other players. They're very vocal, and especially with the political since Colin Kaepernick, it's been huge in football.
Mm-hmm.
Where it can go either way. And we'll see, because even we were kind of making fun of Cam Scatterbo a few weeks ago of his comments of just being like, oh, okay, like you're just following these people too.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't necessarily say like I'm surprised, but just being so public about it is kind of like, you know, like you could support whatever, you know, your views are your views, but when you're out there representing something and even like yourself, like I would be worried if I'm Jaxson Dart to kind of go so publicly out there, you know, supporting someone like that, you know. But we'll see. Like I'm not really with it. Like when I saw like the actual introduction of him introducing Trump, I was like really like I don't know. I didn't really like it obviously, but I don't know. It's gonna be an interesting next year and how kind of is it gonna be continue to be talked about going into camp and as the season progresses. I feel like it should kind of be, you know, whether he addresses publicly, privately to the team and kind of talked out and then kind of figure that out. But I think a whole big deal too is with the liking of certain things. It's kind of like if you feel that way, how are you to like certain people's faces? Because if you're liking this stuff, what do you think about me?
Yeah.
Like clearly you don't technically like me if you're liking these certain things, like, so that definitely brings a lot of tension into the locker room, into like, it's just, I don't know, it's just being like stupid, like these social medias of like stuff like Fernando Mendoza. It's like some things just gotta kind of be, when you're put into certain levels, like you have to be very careful of what you're
what you
doing
post
and
and whatever your digital footprint is out there, right?
Yeah.
Everything you said is spot on, and I will take it a step further in regards to saying that you better win.
Yeah, 100%.
You listen, if you win, you know, I'm still gonna feel the way I feel, and people who are very strong with their beliefs, I'm sure you're gonna feel still very strong about that. But you better win, because if you don't, this place is going to eat you alive, and all of these things are going to start to rear its ugly head again because you're not playing well. So go ahead. You want to go ahead and go have your chains and have all of this bravado. Go ahead. But make sure you fucking win. Because they had the emergency meeting today, players only meeting, and, you know, according to the reports, everybody said that they're good. You know, Jameis Winston spoke. I think Thibodeau spoke. So they're addressing it in-house, and I think the biggest thing that came out of the meeting, and I'm reading the reports and stuff like that, saying that they're focusing on trying to keep things in-house. So Abdul Carter, you know, tweeting that they didn't necessarily think that that was the right thing to do. But you also can't stop this guy from expressing, you know, his shock of seeing what happened. Still a young player, and I think if you fast forward 5 or 6 years from now, that would have happened. I think Abdul Carter handles that a different way, right? He might call the guy or wait till they have a meetup and then they'll discuss this and have it in-house, right? Because like you said, like politics and all that stuff there's always different dynamics in a clubhouse. You got people that know people's political views or that they don't, but there's other things that go on. There's a lot of diversity, no matter in regards to financial or, you know, how your religious views, your political views. There's so many different ideologies in a clubhouse, in a locker room, that you got to find common ground, and that common ground is coming together and trying to be a team. So that's always going to be a thing, but you know, it's extremely tone deaf, and for a 23-year-old kid, can you give it a pass? To some, yes, because of the age. Yeah, okay, he's a kid. He doesn't really understand. But 23 is an old person too. That's an adult, and you don't understand the importance of having a platform as big as you have and being able to be a part of a very, very divisive section of the population. That you're part of the 32% of people that are literally, they behave like they're in a cult. And the biggest thing for me is that his jersey sales doubled, I think, because as soon as they saw this. And it just shows you that the people that say, "Oh, you should keep politics out of sports," they only feel that way when it has nothing to do with their guy.
Mm-hmm.
You notice that?
Yeah.
Right?
Like I was like, when I brought up Colin Kaepernick, it just goes either way.
Yeah.
Because,
Oh, how dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you? You know, you defame the military. How did he do that when he actually went to military personnel and officials and said that what's the most respectful way that I can do this? And they told him, yeah, you can take a knee.
Isn't that like taking a knee is like a form of respect in multiple types of different situations? Yeah, and he gets literally
Blackballed.
like from the NFL, never plays again, gets his jersey burned. But the second that someone's up with a hate-filled president, or Harrison Butker when he had said the woman comments last year,
Goodness,
his jersey sales skyrocketed.
Bigotry and misogyny is always going to be at the forefront of this country.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter when, it will always be there.
Mm-hmm.
And people show their ass all the time. So am I gonna be somebody that's gonna hold my opinion about Jaxson Dart? Absolutely not. Again, I think that he's one of those red pill appropriation dudes.
Mm-hmm.
I think he just blends in because he thinks that that's the cool thing to do. When he probably goes home and he probably wipes his hand off because he gave so many black people daps that day.
Mm. Yeah.
I'm passing judgment. These are ad hominems, but I don't care because in the climate that we're in, the gloves are off.
Mm.
It's not okay for you to be able to say that you support ICE and immigration and deportations and mass deportations when most of these people are hardworking people. You don't fucking know them. They don't affect your personal life.
Mm.
So for you to be able to just blanketly support something because you're ignorant, it doesn't make me have affinity for you. I actually feel sorry for you that you're that stupid.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I am going to double down on this in regards to how I feel. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
Mm.
I don't.
Mm.
You know, a whole bunch of people attacked me. They called me a racist. And I was just like, I wonder how would that fly? Me having an opinion about you supporting a president who is racist.
Yeah.
But you're going to call me one. Why? Because it's all deflection.
Mm.
You never want to have the mirror put to your face to show you exactly what you are.
Mm. It's like, it doesn't matter who was up there. Like, even Saquon Barkley, you called him out.
Called his ass out.
Like, it's nothing to do with you, like, any, like, race related. Like, if Saquon Barkley was up there again, like, you still call him out.
Yeah.
It's Jaxson Dart.
Listen, Saquon Barkley chewed his ass out. What was that other dude? Cooper, the wide receiver, or somebody on the Eagles, I think it was. Anybody who supports this man, I will come after you. That's the way I do it. 10 toes down.
Yeah. Because it's like, it's not just one thing. Like, you disagree with, it's everything.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's not one positive besides if you are a rich white man that gets like really any benefit from this party.
The only positive is his age, and you know why. So moving on. What is the latest on this Josh Jacobs thing? Man,
Yeah.
it's pretty bad.
Yeah. I saw like there was a bunch of counts of DV.
Strangulation. There's a lot. I think I got a video here. Hold on. Give me a moment. Let me go ahead and go look at this. See if I can be able to find this, because I seen this video. This guy articulated it extremely well. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. And this is exactly how I feel as well. So,
Of will NFL players stop doing dumb things? No. You know, it's never a good sign when you're a pretty good running back who's been around for a while and your number of charges exceeds the number of 1,000-yard seasons you've had. Battery/domestic abuse, criminal damage to property/domestic abuse, disorderly conduct/domestic abuse, strangulation and suffocation, and intimidation of a victim. Now, Jacobs is, of course, denying the allegations. That's kind of just how this goes. But, of course, I will wait for this to play out a little bit before making a full judgment. But either way, it doesn't look good. Obviously for Josh Jacobs, but also for the Green Bay Packers. Because
right. So that's basically the situation. There's just so many egregious allegations there, charges, that if this is proven to be true, he's done.
Yeah. There's too many things.
It's not just one thing. There's several. You're done.
Which is just like, again, so stupid for any time this type of situation happens. Like, you're just an idiot. Like, you're given like the best situation and you just mess up because you have some anger issues.
You have impulse control. You don't have impulse control. A lot of these dudes that end up doing these things, they have no impulse control. You feel like you can be able to. You have this God complex where you think that you can be able to put your hands and do whatever you want to people. No, there's ramifications and there's consequences to your actions. So I'm not saying that it happened, but these are allegations. We're gonna do what we always do on this show, is we're going to play out the string and see how it unfolds, for me to be able to have a real opinion on this. You know what I mean? So, but according to the allegations and the charges, that just doesn't look good. And, I hope that the young lady that's involved with this, that she's all right. That's, it's, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. But, you never want to see this with anybody, whether it be celebrities, athletes, whoever it is. Like, it's just, it's enough already. We're just tired of hearing it. Honestly, I'm tired of hearing it. But we will see how it plays out. Moving on. Irrelevant news of the week time.
You gotta be kidding me. I mean, how do you watch the... I mean, they stink.
Every week we go ahead and we discuss certain things. Let's see what I got. China has made it illegal to replace human workers with AI to cut costs. Like them. Because that's what's happening here. Is that they're trying to phase out so many jobs with AI that it's just, it's scary to think what the world is going to look like in 5 to 10 years. We're not even factoring out 20. We're talking about 5 to 10 years. And if you don't put in the safeguards now, I don't even know what this place is going to look like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially like the growth is over the past couple of years, like 1, 2, 3 years. Like, you see like the damage that it's already just doing on, like more specifically the water supply.
Yep.
It's just like taking up so many hundreds and thousands of gallons of water just to operate these like centers and stuff. It's just causing like even just like planet issues and all this stuff. Like, oh, it's gonna be helpful, it's gonna be beneficial, and you're already seeing the negative effects of it. I think like obviously like for little things like AI can be beneficial to I guess like you're talking about more specifically about like basketball, like to speed up some work processes.
Yeah.
But I mean, humans gotta work. Like you have to make a living. You just can't like what are we gonna be like all in 5 years just all broke and no money and we're just
Right.
sitting there like how's the economy moving
Literally begging the government to give you whatever.
Yeah.
That's all it's gonna be.
Yeah. It's just like I don't see any positive in having AI control basically the workforce and all this stuff. You need human beings to make this thing go.
And I'm telling you, if they go ahead and try to push this button, there will be a John Connor that comes along, and I am going to be on that train. I'll be a part of the resistance because I don't give a damn about these damn AI bots. Okay, because this segues into the other thing, is that the OneX Technologies is officially scheduled to start shipping their humanoid robots Neo in late 2026. You can own one with a $200 deposit.
Is that little dumb AI robot that's always falling over?
That's the one that's cleaning the house. Yeah.
There's like a funny video of it might be a Neo like where it's like working in a restaurant and this thing is just like humping like the countertop trying to knead a thing of dough. And she's like so and it's like flailing everywhere and stuff. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Yep.
Like this is what's replacing us. And even too like the time like the training period, like I feel like AI is learning very quickly, but it's also the real life bots itself are very like behind.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're gonna talk about 5 to 10 years from now, the advancements that they're gonna make in regards to the mobility of these humanoids, of these bots. It's going to be insane, right? So Model 1, version 1 is always going to be a clunky Johnny 5 looking robot. But my biggest thing was, somebody is going to, they're gonna want to, fornicate with these robots. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. Humans are weird people.
Yeah.
They're weird people.
Yeah. I think like wasn't it a while ago where I don't know if I feel like it was China where they were having like pods created, like robot pods, and they could create babies.
Yes, I don't know if that was actually a thing or if it was rumor, but I remember.
Yeah.
I remember what she would. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so it could be like, obviously you still like need the human part of it, but like they would basically have the pods as like the woman's body.
Yeah.
And like grow the baby. I'm like that.
Scary shit.
No, we don't need half human.
No.
Robot. Yeah.
No. Bullet. That's what they need. Okay. I've seen too many movies. All right. Violence is how you fix that. Violence is how you fix that. Moving on. This is a crazy story. Woman says she sleeps with other men, but refuses to let her husband do the same. So let's go ahead and go look at these reports here. According to the reports, Carla Houston says she is in a one-sided open marriage where she dates other people while her husband remains monogamous. The California couple says the mono-poly relationship has worked for them throughout their 9-year marriage. My husband is monogamous and I am polyamorous, and we've had to build a dynamic that honors that difference. There's often a double standard in society where men having multiple partners is normalized or even celebrated, while women who openly explore their sexuality or non-monogamy are judged much more harshly. My husband is not controlling me, and I'm not hiding who I am to preserve a traditional image of marriage. We've built relationships based on choice, trust, and honesty rather than rigid gender roles. Oh my God. I'm just sick of this. She's for the streets, dog. Like, she fleeced you. You can't love somebody that much that you're going to be a cuck for whatever that person wants you to do. Now, granted, this is the other side of it, is that who are we to say what is a normal or functional relationship? If it works for them, it works for them. But here's the problem that I have is that if this was never public, it wouldn't matter. When you go ahead and put spotlights on your relationship because you're looking for attention, then whatever opinions come about that, you ask for it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, like you don't have to share your personal life.
Yeah.
Like,
If your husband wants to go ahead and you know what, I'm not even going to say anything graphic, but if he wants to be that type of person, you're not doing him any favors publicly.
yeah, he's just gonna get clowned on and all
Yes.
that stuff. Like, what do you mean you're just letting her go outside and do whatever she wanted, and you're
Right.
you know, you're sitting there and obeying whatever.
If his friends didn't know about this, if his work people didn't know about it, people that are close to his life didn't know that this was the situation, and they're now revealing this publicly.
Yeah, like in general, like open relationships get talked about because it's just obviously not a common thing.
Yeah.
So people have questions and their own opinions and whatnot. But for it to be one-sided, it's just extra.
Yo, that sounds like manipulation.
Yeah, when you first started talking about, I'm like, oh, like she's like has this man locked up and chained to like whatever to the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yo, he's there cleaning up the house, chilling, and she just, yeah, where you going? None of your business. Okay, have fun. Like, you getting railroaded and coming back inside and expect me to have a conversation with you? No. If you felt the need to have that type of lifestyle, then don't get married.
Yeah, like I was saying, like, I get some people want like the marriage benefits, but not actually having like a typical marriage. But
Right.
To each their own, but that's not something I really see fit. But
Yeah.
That's personal opinion. It's just like a weird thing.
It's
Yeah.
strange.
Yeah.
But again, if this was something that nobody knew about and people knew about it and they're only just speaking about it in their own private circles, having their judgments or lack thereof, whatever it is, then cool. But once you put this shit public, like you're looking for attention. People are going to have their own opinions about this. It's going to be a very, very polarizing dynamic, whether it be in the comments, whether it be people making videos about this, whether people, just creating new content because of this revelation, and now they can be able to open up a whole can of worms of a discussion. You're not making your partner, your husband, look strong in this. I'm sorry. He looks like a simp. And the picture does not do him any justice at all. At all. And more importantly, she, I'm just gonna leave it there. That's crazy. I feel bad for him. I'm gonna send you the picture. So you can see it. So you can see exactly what I'm saying. Like, for people that see this, check your IG. It's, I don't know. You can tell in that picture that he just looks, those eyes are empty. It's just empty. He must love that girl so much that he's just like, yo, dudes are telling me, yo, dude, like, she's for the streets, right? Like, from day one. Yo, man, I met this girl, man. Like, yo, she's so cool. Like, we get along great. And his homies are sitting like, you know what that is, right? No. You guys know her? Yo, everybody knows her, bro. Everybody knows her. Oh, okay. You guys went out before? Nah, we never went out. But everybody knows her. Like, that's a tough pill to swallow. So, to each. Moving on. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, this is interesting. Do you wash your feet while showering?
Between your toes.
No.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
No one's getting in between your toes.
We're gonna fight.
You can fight all you want. No,
Nobody touches your toes.
yeah, myself. And they're perfect.
Listen, they have those little scrubbers that you can suction to the shower, and you can just get on them like that.
Why? Why am I going to use a washcloth to wash my feet when I'm going to use that for the rest of my clean body? No, I'm not doing that.
Oh, I use a bar of soap. Bar of soap on your feet. You scrub between your
That
toes.
is a waste of soap, Homa.
hands.
You are so frugal. Girl, there is.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. That is how you put the whole bar of soap on your feet.
I'm personally not like my family household. Like we would never grab the bar and body contact. It was always,
Washcloth.
Like, yeah, washcloth.
Yeah. Anybody, listen, let me tell you something right now. I'm gonna put it out there. Anybody that puts the bar of soap on their body is a nasty person.
Yeah, I was. No, that's just like I don't.
Where's your washcloth?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you're gonna put the same bar of soap on your foot bottom that's touching the bottom of the touching the actual tub or the floor of the bath. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, it's not like sanitary. Whenever I see it, like in movies or whatever, I'm like, oh, people actually do that. Like,
Yeah.
that's something I was taught to do.
It's disgusting. Now, go back to the question. Do you wash your feet?
I do it. It's usually like my last. I have like a routine,
Right.
and like the last is like washing my body, and that's like I go from like top to bottom. So,
Right.
like, I'll scrub my feet. I feel like at that point, just like mentally, I'm like, all the dirt's kind of washed away now, so it's like the floor is clean, whatever.
Yeah.
But I have my own like a own. Like I do it last.
Yeah, you have your
cloth or
routine.
whatever.
That's just how you do things.
Yeah.
Now, how many people do you think percentage-wise wash their feet?
I don't think a lot. I feel like there's some body parts people are just like, oh, I have to wash that. Or like, yeah, like, yeah, you do. So,
I think the two parts that people neglect the most, feet and behind the ears. Truly.
yeah,
Because like most of the time you see somebody about the back of their ears look like they haven't taken a shower in days.
crusty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dirt buildup and all that shit. So I would believe that the same thing would apply to people's feet, because I think if I'm gonna put myself in that situation, if you're in the shower, the water's beating on you, it's falling, you're sitting or you're standing in water most likely, or the water's just there, they automatically believe, oh, well, water's being splashed and I'm in water, my feet are clean. I don't necessarily need to scrub or wash my feet. So I can understand the rationale behind that, but you still gotta get the toe jam between your toes, fam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like you're in the shower to clean yourself or the bath, whatever you do. Like you gotta clean everything.
Yeah.
Because like in theory, right? Like water's being put on you and soap like falls out like the whole shower, but you still wash like your other parts of your body. So like why you're neglecting
Exactly.
like certain parts. Yeah, just like I feel like too like you're already kind of like in the ankle area. Why not
Just
go a little
finish
bit
it off.
more
Yeah.
down?
You gonna
Yeah.
you gonna scrub your ankles, but leave the feet? I don't understand that.
No. It's like
That's craziness.
yeah. Like just like why not? Like you know what I mean, I just no.
It could be a form of just people just don't know, they're lazy, or they are just oblivious to it, right? I think it's only those three things. You gotta be a nasty ass person, or you're just oblivious. You just think, oh well, I'm standing in water, it's fine. You know what I mean? But that would be an interesting question to ask a lot of people. Do you wash your feet? And I would definitely say that the percentage, if I'm going to put it out of 100, I would say 40% of people wash their feet.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe
Probably
even
than
less.
half, yeah. I used to like behind the ears. I would even say like back of the neck.
Yo,
The
back in the neck,
area.
yeah.
It's like
Neck in
yeah.
itself, like, yo,
Yeah.
trust me. There's a lot of parts of people that you be noticing, especially like when when you wear like white shirts, white like dress up shirts, and you see motherfuckers take that collar off. That shit looks crazy. Looks like a ring around a tub. How dirty that shit is. Like, come on, man, scrub your neck, my guy. What is that?
Stuff builds up, especially too like if you got some like I don't know what back of my neck looks like, but I know like some men have like rolls and stuff. Like,
Yeah, you gotta
between.
get in between that
Yeah.
motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was an interesting one that I seen because I was just like, oh, yeah, how many people do wash their feet? Because it's not a high percentage. I don't believe.
Even too like with the washcloth like situation, it's like a lot of people don't use a washcloth, which is
Oh,
like,
dude.
I'm
Listen.
like this is a hand is like cleaning like you need some like exfoliant on that
Right.
thing and
If
stuff.
you have an exfoliator or whatever, but for you to use a
Soap.
bar of soap in your hand,
Uh-huh.
you are a nasty motherfucker. Straight up.
I personally don't even like if there's like a bar of soap, like I have my own bar of soap.
Yeah.
I even
You have your
share it.
own, you're not sharing nobody bar of soap.
I
Yeah.
don't care if we're
Yeah.
family. Like, I know how you were raised to do things, but still, like, do I trust you? Like, I don't want to be sharing same
No.
body stuff.
Especially because listen, you're a woman and like that is people, you guys have different things and certain like you gotta be careful with products you use and all this other stuff, right? So it's like you ain't sharing no damn bar of soap with somebody else. I don't know what I don't even see a wash rag in the damn bathroom. I don't trust you. Anybody if there's only one wash rag in here, that means I'm the only person using it. No thank you. No thank you. I'm getting my own stuff.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
Like, when our kids, like, we're adults now, like, we all have to have our own thing.
Facts.
Yeah.
Fact. We ain't sharing. Right? We not 7 no more. We not sharing.
Yeah, like, I hate, like, even, like, a towel, like, if, like, we're low on a towel, whatever, my mom would take it, I'm like, did you touch my towel? She's like, well, I had to, like, I'm like, I'm not, she's like, I'm clean, like, it was after the shower. I'm like, no.
No, you don't touch my
No,
towel,
don't touch
though.
my- like, even too, like, I know it's bad for the environment, but I can't reuse towels. Like,
Yeah.
I have to
You gotta wash
it because I just feel like there's like stuff on there.
Yeah,
Even though like,
yeah.
technically, like, you are clean, right? Like, you just wash yourself, but towels sitting there like wet, not good.
Right.
Contracts bacteria and all that stuff.
It's true. It's true. Listen, Jasmine is like that too. Like we wash our towels multiple times a week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's because, you know, you use them frequently. Like think about it. Like most people, that'd be another question to ask. How often do you wash your towels?
I know
right?
some people like think there's like a daily limit to it.
Yeah. Some
what I mean?
people wait a week to wash a towel.
I'm like,
That's a long time to wash a towel.
'cause like I said, it's getting like wet and stuff, and
Yep.
that just brings bacteria.
Correct.
So everything like washcloths, whatever towels is like a one-time use.
Yeah.
And rewash.
It's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. I saw this. They're coming out with a movie called Primetime. Robert Pattinson is playing Chris Hansen.
Yeah, I did see. I didn't watch the full trailer, but I watched a clip of it. Yeah.
I am excited because I've been a Chris Hansen fan for years. My cousin worked for Dateline back in the day, and Chris Hansen made me a video, and I still have it to this day. Like respect to Chris Hansen. I still watch a show that he has right now on YouTube. You know that man is a national treasure when it comes to catching these predators, getting them in embarrassing moments, and having these one-liners that are just gold. So hopefully Robert Pattinson does a good job because you got to make sure that you execute and do the best Chris Hansen because he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. And when I seen this, I was very excited, man. So shouts to Pattinson, he's my man because he's the Batman. And Chris Hansen, this movie should be good, and I can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it. That is my irrelevant news of the week. He said, "So, what made you come here with no clothes on?" He said, "This is not the type of party that you thought it was gonna be. Where's your clothes, man?"
You got to be kidding me.
Funny.
I mean, how do you watch the? I mean, yeah, they stink.
CBA, Major League Baseball. I firmly believe, Silent Assassin, we won't have any baseball. It's early in the process. They started negotiations today where the players union went ahead and they had their first proposal, and I want to go ahead and go over that first. So the first proposal that they had was a competitive integrity tax for any team that does not spend $150 million, increase of the minimum wage from $780,000 to $1.5 million, increase the base CBT threshold from $244 to $300 million. So that's what the players union wanted to do. They wanted to increase the minimum salary because, guys, listen, inflation, things are going up. Guys should be able to earn a little bit more money. I don't see that as a big problem. And then the CBT should definitely be raised as well because it's too low right now. You got teams that are paying all of this tax just because they want to be competitive and put a competitive team out there. They're now funding money for the rest of the league that's not going back into the team. It's just going into the owner's pockets. It's garbage. It's completely garbage. So the counter, let's see, we have the counter here. Hold on. The counter is that the owners want a salary cap. For the first time since 1994, they proposed a cap because, outs when the strike happened, they came back and they wanted the cap. And you're not getting no damn cap. So they want a cap of $245 million and a salary floor of $171 million, including player benefits, revenue splits would be 50-50. Let's see here. So it says that the players have rejected this and proposed the competitive balance tax threshold of $300 million. So the CBT is basically kind of like a extra soft cap in baseball, but that's only for the high-end teams, the top 7 to 8 teams that are actually spending that type of money. But there is a disparity. I think that the biggest thing that needs to happen in baseball, and we talked about this before we even started potting, you got to increase the floor. It has nothing to do with the fucking cap. We don't need a cap in baseball, but you need to raise the floor. Every team should spend a minimum. I put it at $100 million. But if you can be able to get it higher than that, then great. But you can't have teams like the Miami Marlins having a $72 million payroll. How does that work when you're getting funded by all of the top owners in the league by maintaining your team? You have a billionaire owner and they're not putting money into the franchise. I don't understand that. Yet you have fucking nightclubs and all this bullshit in the stadium. But what's the product on the field?
Yeah, I feel like personally, like, to jump from nothing to, like, for the Marlins in particular, almost $100 million more, I feel like that's too big of a jump. Because, like, what are they going to do? Like, the Marlins going to do? Having to almost double their salary in 1 year. So I, like, more agree with you, like, with a maybe, like, $100 million minimum. And then kind of like a mix of both. What the players and owners want. Like, you have that minimum, but then there's no cap. And also, too, like, with the players, I feel like there's nothing in there that's crazy of what they want.
No. I think the owners are just hell bent on getting a cap.
Which is just makes no sense to me personally, like especially in baseball when you have like people always say like you want to play baseball because you're gonna make good money.
Yeah.
But that also just benefits you again because people are gonna come see these star players. You know what I mean? And they're gonna want them on their team. So that's just more money in your pocket from ticket sales and jersey sales and all this stuff. So for you to kind of have a cap just doesn't really make sense. And also too, like it's a large cap for a lot of teams.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to shed a lot of salary and a lot of players.
Yeah, just think about the Mets. Like, if you set the cap at $245 million, the Mets literally have to slash $90 million out of the payroll.
Yeah. Which is like...
Which you can't replace. You have to slash it.
Yeah. So it's like you're telling me you're going to take almost $100 million away from the Mets, but give the Marlins $100 million. I'm like, that makes no sense.
No.
Like,
no.
It's not... Like, New York is New York. You want to spend big money in these markets in Boston and Philly and, you know... But I mean, like, those are teams and markets that should spend big because you have a huge market for it.
Right.
Miami, their attendance has been, like, 2 people for the past however
Nobody
many
gives
years.
a shit about Marlins.
Yeah, no.
They don't care.
It's just not, you know, it's not a market right there. And even when you did, like, a few years back when the Marlins did have potential, still, like, wasn't really necessarily anyone in the stadium.
No, there's
yeah.
never been a huge influx of support for the baseball teams in Florida, whether it be Tampa, whether it be Miami.
Yeah.
Like Tampa's been a good organization for the last decade plus, and their attendance does not reflect that.
Yeah, they've been in the World Series not too long ago. They've been in multiple playoff appearances, and
they got one of the best records in the league right now. But go look and see where they fall in attendance.
Yeah, 100%. So I feel like it's just like just looking at it. It's going to be a long ride of baseball.
Yeah.
Getting into agreement, and we just should to see like what they come to. But I would kind of be disheartened as a fan to see a cap put in baseball.
Oh, it would suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would 100% suck, and I don't believe that the players will bend to that, because if they do, everything changes if you do that. And I also believe that the owners might have I think they've colluded to the point where the majority of them are 10 toes down to be able to try to force the players to be able to try to get this cap in, because we've seen such a change in free agency where guys are not getting the money that they should be getting on the open market because there's so many teams that refuse to spend. You got guys that are waiting, you know, right before spring training or during spring training to get contracts. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, there should never be anything like that. Like, we discussed this. Like, there should be a moratorium period for free agency. You know, whether it's a month or whatever it is, but to have this just like, you know, loosey-goosey type of situation where there is no cap or limit or type of time to be able to sign free agents and all this other stuff, it just feels very discombobulated, and they got to find a way to tighten that shit up. The other thing for me is that length of contracts, I think, should be a discussion. Obviously, the players' union are going to want long-term deals because that's long-term security for the players. However, I don't see that. I think they should have a cap on it. Like, instead of like a 15-year deal like a Juan Soto can sign, I think the most years that you can be able to get should be 10. If you want to lessen it to 8, fine. But I think a 15-year contract is too much. I do.
Yeah, so I mean, it's almost 2 decades.
Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if a franchise changes ownership, and that ownership is now they want to have less of a payroll. Now this player that's been there has to be forced to be traded. It's just I don't know. It just brings too much uncertainty to a player that's looking to have security. Obviously, his team, his contract is solidified. It's guaranteed. It's just that I just believe for competitive purposes that it's better to shorten the years, to have a contract that's movable rather than have a contract that's immovable. 15 years, nobody's touching that. Nobody's touching that deal and said, "Yeah, I'm gonna trade for this guy." You sign that contract with that team, that is where you're staying, bruh. Unless that team is willing to eat 75% of that deal, which they're probably not gonna do. No. So there's definitely wiggle room that the players can be able to find with the owners, be able to maybe shorten the length of contracts. I also like them saying that they want to change the free agency period from 6 years to 5. I would even say 4. Like, for you to be able to have control of a player their entire minor league career, whether they spend 3-4 years there, and then you have them for an additional 6, and then there's a qualifying offer on top of that where you have to get a compensatory pick. How much control do you need over a fucking player? That doesn't make sense to me. 4 years for free agency. You have 2 years for arbitration, and that's the way it's supposed to work. That's how it's supposed to work. So there's a myriad of issues that they have to work out. It's not just one. It's not the cap. The cap has always been one of those, like, elephant in the room type of situations where everybody's talking about, cap, we can't, God, we can't have a cap, or yeah, we need a cap. But there's other situations too that need to be fixed. Because the QO is the stupidest thing in baseball to me. It forces teams to not be aggressive and not want to sign that player because they don't want to give up a compensatory pick. The fuck, like, that shouldn't be. That shouldn't be. So, any thoughts on that?
Just like, there's obviously 26 people on a team, and a lot of important roles are pricey, like positions and pitching and all that stuff. Like, besides football, like the rosters are pretty hefty.
Yep.
So for you to kind of fill out a good roster, or even competitive roster, with kind of moving that money around is going to be very difficult. And especially too, like, if you have 1 to 2 like superstar, even like just all-star players, it's very minimal what you can kind of continue to do, especially with the AAV, like the people that these players want nowadays is pushing like $30 million.
Yeah.
So the room that teams have, I feel like it's just not going to be good enough to kind of, they want more competitiveness, but the talent's going to be like spread out, and like if one team has one good player, what about the rest of the 25? They're just going to get like mid players. Like, we even see like the Mets kind of bargain bizarre shop, and they still are the highest payroll.
Yep.
But that's like pretty much just because of, Juan Soto and Lindor. But where are they right now?
Yeah.
Like, so I feel like a cap is not beneficial to anyone. And if you want to put a cap, I think it should be like the most that a team has ever spent, and then kind of make that the cap. So it's like 350 or in that range, 320 to 350. I feel like is solid if they want to do a cap, but you can't make it almost $100 million less than the top team has spent.
Right. I agree. Put it at 350, 360, whatever it is, and then you have penalties after that they're going to be a luxury tax team and all this other stuff that you can figure out. But I'm opposed to a cap, period. I just don't believe in it. I don't believe in it. I believe in a floor. I don't believe in a cap. Moving on. Why did my voice sound like that? It's crazy. Wander Franco. Insane. Like, he's not gonna do any jail time, but the mother of the girl is doing 10 years. What's the charge again? It was
for trafficking.
Trafficking.
Yeah.
You were very, very adamant about this. And so was I. I'm just like, I just don't understand it. But again, laws in other countries are different. The way things are in other countries are a lot different. I've seen, people comment on this is like, yo, this is how it is down there. This is how it is here. Like I remember when we talked about this such a long while ago, that the culture in Jamaica in regards to like, you have like people that are targeting schoolers. That's what they call them. Girls that are going to school, high school, middle school. It's just like, it's crazy how those things can become a norm. You know what I mean? Teachers and all this other shit. It's a terrible fucking culture. And I'm not saying that it's everywhere. I'm not even saying that it's super rampant in Jamaica or other places, but it does happen. And for him to have a relationship, an open relationship with a 14-year-old, and then the parents are okay with that because of who he is. Yeah, I see the parents should get the 10 years, but Wander Franco gets nothing?
Yeah. It's like they both have to get something, and he's admitted, like, even, like, he knew of her age. So that's just pleading, like, that's just guilty just for, you knew how old she was.
Yeah.
But for the judge to come out and say that he was, like, a victim, which is crazy, because there's one victim here, that's that girl.
Yeah.
And he was kind of played and all this stuff by the mom and stuff, but again, like, he knew the age of this girl, and obviously that's not a legal thing to have a relationship with a 14-year-old or any child. So you have to serve time, and I found it literally so crazy that all the comments that came out and said that he was a victim, and the mom had gotten the only one charged in this scenario over trafficking. And I feel like both of them have to kind of be locked up, and because you know what I mean. It's kind of like I never say her name right, but I'm gonna try to say it right. Ghislaine, is it Ghislaine?
Yeah, Ghislaine.
Definitely like a Ghislaine kind of vibe from the mom. Kind of just getting whatever. She was probably getting some money on the side of it, and just kind of giving up her daughter, which is really, really sad situation. And I did see that there was going to be like a retrial. Well, not a retrial, just like another court appearance in June, just to kind of go over this again. So I wonder if there's going to be different charges at that point. But we'll see. I saw too, like, the Rays have made a statement about it. So I think it would be crazy if he ever plays a game in baseball again. I don't think he will.
What was the statement that they made?
Just that they did see, like, that he was found, he was found guilty, but not charged or anything. And they're kind of going to go from there and, figure the situation out.
Listen, I hate to break it to you, but he's going to play again.
I feel like even just, because we just always talk about, like, that's not something that people play with, is kids and stuff. I feel like just the ridicule of it, because the whole Trevor Bauer situation, like, you want to say what you want to say about it. Yeah. He's never playing again. Right. And he was found not guilty of his charges. So I don't know. I would just find that crazy, and I feel like, just personally, I feel like no matter how talented he is, that's just not something that flies. But
I agree.
who knows?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, we can have our own moral compass and say that this is wrong and, this is what should happen, blah, blah, blah. But sometimes the world doesn't align with our moral compass most of the time, because if it did, people like Elon Musk and Peter Thiel and all of these other people that commit these atrocities would not be able to do what they do, right? So, it's a weird situation. I don't understand how a grown-ass man can just sit there and look at a 14-year-old and have an intimate relationship. It's fucking weird. And it highlights a very, very strange dynamic or personality trait that a Wander Franco has.
Especially too being around, like, you're playing in front of kids. Like, why would you want, to bring your kids around that, or have, like, cheer for a team, or even buy his jersey?
Yeah.
Like, put it on, like, a daughter of yours. Like,
That's a fact. But again, we live in a country, and we're going to talk about it a little later, obviously, in this week's PSA. But, you have people that are pedophile apologists, that are predator apologists, that just because it helps their bottom dollar, their bottom line, they will accept anything, right? You have baseball fans out there that are huge Wander Franco fans that they don't care about what's happening. Oh, he is not going to jail, so he should be able to play again, right? Because all they care about is their team. Oh my goodness, can you imagine Wander Franco and Caminero being able to play together on the same team? Oh my! You have Rays fans that I'm sure are out there talking about that shit.
like, when he was found guilty.
Right.
So you can't say that he wasn't, because he was. And
Yeah.
the whole mom situation is what got him off, because of whatever they like to say, like, the blackmailing and all that, whatever stuff. Yeah.
Weird. I hope he doesn't play again, but that doesn't mean anything. Do you have a dummy?
Dummy.
I don't think so. I thought I had one, and then I couldn't remember what it was.
There's not many people that have come to the light in regards to sports dummies. I have one, though, and I'm going to give it to David Peterson. David Peterson is my
Dummy. Yeah.
Now, I talked about it last night on Queens Get the Money, and I'm going to say it again. For you to be a professional baseball player and not know that you need to back up and cover the bases is complete nonsense. Like, why do we as Met fans have to deal with stupid people? It's not only bad enough that you have stupid pitchers like David Peterson that should not be on this team, but you have a president of baseball operations that is also a moron. And then you have a manager who's also a moron. And then you have guys like Mark Vientos, who's also a moron. There's a lot of morons on this team, and I'm just sick of it. And David Peterson is the epitome of a moron, of a moronic baseball player. It's not just the lack of him backing up the bags and covering the bags, but I've never, in my 36 years of watching baseball, I've never seen a pitcher need somebody to start the game for them to be mentally focused enough to play and pitch in a game when you're a starting fucking pitcher. That doesn't make sense to me. You should have been gone, or from the first time that they came up with this plan, somebody should have snapped out of it and said, what the fuck are we doing? We have to go through these lengths to be able to get him to pitch a game? DFA him right now. because you think about it. You burn Huascar Brazaban for the rest of the game. You can't use him again. So you're gonna utilize a guy that you need in your later innings because he throws gas, one of the few guys that does so, and you're burning him to start the game because this moron can't start the game? Is there any other team that does this? This is stupid.
Yeah, I mean, like, an opener is, like, literally used just for if there's a situation, like, injury-wise, where, like, they need somebody, some extra, like, a spot start.
Yeah.
But, like, for a starting pitcher, you usually need an opener.
For a starting pitcher that has many years of service.
Yeah, like, you're on your last year, and you're telling me that you need an opener because you can't pitch starting the first inning. Yeah, so I feel like after that game and the way he played and that whole not backing up the bases, like the bases and stuff, home plate, he should have been let go right after the game. Yeah.
He'd have been on the first thing smoking after that shit.
Yeah.
But again, we have morons running this organization. We have a moron that's managing this team. So I just had to get that off. I understand that I spoke about it on Queens Get the Money, but I couldn't help it. This team bothers me so much, and I'm glad that they were off today because I didn't have to watch bad baseball. I didn't have to watch bad managerial skills. I didn't have to watch David Stearns and his stupid-ass face go to the press conference and have the same condescending answers that he has every 2 weeks. I don't want to hear it anymore. I'm sick of it. This team, they need to just scrap this entire roster down to the bare bones of it. Okay? Keep Benj, you keep Tong, you keep McLean, you keep Soto, you keep Lindor, and AJ Ewing, and all the kids in the farm system you can keep. Everybody else can go. Oh, Clay Holmes. I like Clay Holmes. It's fine. Everybody can go.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not tied to none of these guys. Brett Beatty, barely a player. Mark Vientos, barely a player. Mars is hiring. I'm sick of it.
Like, they've been here for too long and only showed us, I would say like half a season.
Showed you nothing.
Yeah, of how many years they've been up here, and they showed half a season.
Showed you nothing, Silent Assassin. So, David Peterson, the Met fans, everybody that loves the Mets, we all get it.
Dummy.
We all get it because year after year, we keep doing this to ourselves. We are a glutton for punishment, and we continue to be railroaded and lied to and given the worst of the worst when we're told that it's the best of the best. This is the definition of gaslighting that we get from the New York Mets, and David Peterson is the epitome of that because people say that he's supposed to be a good pitcher. I don't see it. And my friend Bishop will attest to this. From the day David Peterson took the mound as a Met, I've been on his back telling people how bad he is. From day one. From day one. It's never changed for me. He's been rubbish since he's gotten up here. Yeah, he got a couple of hot, pockets of success. He was an all-star the first half of last season. Doesn't mean a damn thing. The man can't pitch without somebody opening the game for him. You gots to go.
Dummy. Yeah.
That's all for the show. Any positive stuff to say? I've said it already. Hope the Lakers do what they have to do. Keep LeBron. I guess keep Austin Rivers. Reeves, excuse me, I said Rivers. Baseball, just have a season, please. The only reason why I wouldn't want a season is because I don't want to see the Mets. But I would hate to see a full year of lockout. I remember that affected hockey, and that sucked. But their sport bounced back. And if this happens in baseball, it will suck for the short term, but they will bounce back. So until next week, stay safe, stay cool. Peace.